Now, warmly welcome on stage the not nice hypocrite, if I pronounce it right.
Finding the sites underwater. That's why we came up with our solution of a marine robot. We did this because as I said, we realized that it is inefficient and expensive. This should cut down on expenses and make it much more time efficient. We use resources such as Google, YouTube, and Wikipedia, along with an interview with a paleontologist, a diver, and the Kangaroo Caves tour guide. We have a marine biologist book for next week, and I, being a free diver, have some knowledge in the marine aspect. The most helpful resource was definitely the internet, as we could then find all the information we needed, like the attachments that could be used for the boat, and depth and pressure. I shall now hand over to Alex.
In the beginning, we split up to choose our project. We did this so we all went and we found out the problems, and then we all came together and we decided, we worked together and found ones that we preferred. So we ended up with 3, and one of them was the underwater robot. So then we split up a bit, and we each did research on that. And then in the end, we came back together and we decided all of them that we wanted that. Well, the underwater robot is the one that we want to do the most. Once we chose our project, we started by gathering information and doing research. We spoke to people and watched interviews and videos. We discussed the constraints of our ideas in design and went to extremes and tried to include everything. So doing everything. So doing excavating, exploring, going to caves, doing everything. Slowly we changed our focus to an observe and sample collecting bot. Each person chose aspects they liked and we combined our strengths. For example, Ray, she did a lot of the research, and Ari, she built the model. And currently we are waiting for a call with a marine archaeologist to get more info and proceed further.
When doing research, we found out that the robots that already exist out there are very big and can be hard to maneuver and are expensive and all of that. So our robot we've designed is going to be about that big. The thing there.
In the middle platform.
Yeah. And so on the robots, there's all the stuff, but it's
the robot will help as it's got different attachments for arms. Sorry, I'm very clumsy. So the 2 arms will be attachable with many cameras as to help with getting images and such. There's also sonar, to help detect different things in the ocean floor and sand.
there's cameras have a few different designs, so when it's on land, then they can change it depending on what they need for underwater. And yeah.
As we received feedback, we made some changes. Some of these changes are from the original design. It was a circle. It had 4 tentacles and it had solar panels. We have changed those in this new design. We have made it into. Originally, it was based on an octopus. Now it's based more on a squid. Because changing the shape gave it more hydrodynamic properties, making it go through the water easier. We also gave it 2 extra tentacles, so now it has 6. It makes it easier for it to hold onto the rocks and it also makes it swim better. It can also pick up things with these tentacles. We feel these changes helped because it made the robot a lot more hydrodynamic, as I said, and it also gave it a lot more power to grab onto things and to find the actual objects. Our robot is called the Squid, as you see here, and it is very helpful and it can help others by being able to see better things with all the cameras, be able to take photos and videos. It can stay underwater for longer and explore better because it doesn't need air space. And it doesn't need much training to control as archaeologists would need their diver's licenses. Our team loves lots of different things about the robotics competition. Mine has been learning lots of new things. But I really love the team building and being able to enjoy this learning experience with my friends.
I love that the group is often siblings, well, we are siblings. So we often have small arguments, but we always make sure we've got things in place to make sure that we don't argue.
My favorite thing is definitely building the robots and learning the different structures and how
And my favorite part is the coding and when the robot actually does what we have been coding it to do. And it's like a win when it completes a mission.
I'm most proud of with everything is that we were able to be here today. So thank you for all of this.
I'm the only name of the group, so guys, basically, I love to give positive comments. So I love the characters. It's always nice to see different stuff. But you know, speaking in public is very, very difficult. In our drama classes, the most difficult thing is to learn your lines. We had people crying because they couldn't get their lines, but none of them cried very difficult. And never say sorry, maybe just breathe in because we must take it to you, maybe it's okay. Yeah, a lot of names, just breathe in and relax and try to convince us as much as you can. And also, I love that you help each other as a team. That is very motivating because you need to help each other. And with the tech, because I saw CNA, other lady going there. So if the tech does not work, the picture doesn't come through, just go without it. Because we don't know what we want to see anyway, so we don't mind. So guys, if you don't work on your names, it's going to affect your projection, okay? So you need to read so that you can project out. But thank you for coming on stage. Thank you for being great and be on stage. Thank you.
Thank you for this demonstration. Not nice, hippie happy. A hippie campus is that thing Percy Jackson intro, right?
It is, but it is also a sequel.
A So that's an interesting name you have. I like how you each got a turn to say the name because of a few introduction. I do think you got nervous as you were speaking, not necessarily when they were coming on stage. The nerves kicked in when you realized it's time to present. So I think shake it off. This was just a practice round, but I think now you see what we were trying to expose you to before you walk in front of the judges. Now you know basically that's the feeling. You know you get nervous not to come in, introduce yourself, but when you start speaking, so you know that's when you get nervous. You get very much to be doing. What we've seen a lot, or what I've seen a lot in robotics presentations is when somebody forgets their words, you find another team member who tries and speaks over the one who's trying to get the words out. What I can appreciate is that none of you did that. You respected her enough, whoever got stuck, you know, to find the word and assisted when you were asked for help. When you speak over your teammates like others tend to do in the competition setting, they actually get dot points for core values. So good job of giving everyone a chance to just get through their section. Now on to the actual research. I do think it's interesting. I think you are the only group who chose marine archaeology. I love to see and all the weird and wonderful things that are in there, so it's really nice that you've got a topic like that. And I also think your structure was there. I think it was the nerves that affected how much of it we could hear, but from what I did hear, the order in which you presented the information is correct. I just have some questions about your robot. Or your solution rather. I understand you're building something that is inexpensive, user-friendly, and that I guess can navigate the waters better. I just wanted to ask, you mentioned cameras. Is that going to be a live feed? So is there a special tablet or computer that prototype going to be linked up to for you to get images, you know, control vehicle? You know, because why I'm saying that is if that is going to feed information to some external services, I'm guessing circumvents the need for dialing, as I to send that in place of the person. So if they need a feed, maybe you can add to your innovation project just the actual device that is sending the information to. That way you've covered all your bases. That's something.
Good morning, ladies. I enjoyed the presentation, as Nana has said, it is very interesting. And I don't necessarily have that much knowledge with marine archaeology. So with your underwater reports, I just wanted to know, so we're not necessarily excavating the artifacts. What is it exactly that it's doing? What is its purpose in all of that?
So the idea is more going to sites and observing or exploring where fossil sites are or something like that, and then sometimes collecting samples. Is the idea and purpose of the box.
And what is it exactly all a part of the strategy? So how is it going to be collecting the samples? Because you mentioned the camera. Oh, okay. So how is it going to be collecting the samples? Because you mentioned your solar cameras, which I'm guessing as Melanie said, maybe you would have the live feed and you'll see from there. And you also mentioned the technicals which will be interchangeable. But how is it actually going to collect the samples when you get to that point?
So the idea is to have little cameras that's got hooks or something on it so they can grab it, so that they can actually like scoop up sand or whatever it needs.
Okay. So we need to hear that. We need to hear that from your presentation on exactly how is it going to get the samples, because you did mention it's going to get something, but how? You see? And you also mentioned that, or rather you mentioned other tools that are being used. These tools are more expensive and they are bigger, they can't navigate through the waters, but it is quite vague. So you need to tell me, like, give me an example of a tool that they are already using. You see? Because now it's a matter of, no, there are tools that are big, but there are tools that are small. And how is it that your robot differs from those tools? Do you understand? So it was more of a vague, you know, there are tools that are big, they are expensive, they are whatever. But give me an example of the tool that are already using. Is it so that I can say that, oh, you took your research? You see? With the flow, I was happy, and as the other judges have mentioned, it was perfect for nerves. But I also detected that we also got a bit of an abstract in the beginning. Yes, because at first I was like, okay, why are we mentioning our the solution that we hear already? But then I noted that you gave us like a sort of a summary of what it is that we were to expect, which I didn't do. I like that. So when the other people are coming, or the other presenters will be giving more information. So it's a matter of, there is an abstract in terms of this is the problem, and these are the results, the methods that we used to get the things, and then this is the solution. So it's like a summary. And then you guys give us a broader, or you give us more information on what you already see. But everything else, I was happy with the energy at first. I was like, okay, ladies. So thank you guys for your presentation.
I love your introduction. I love the fact that you just said something. I just want to go back to the previous group. Sorry that I have to do it now, but I just realized that when you spoke the word historian, I realized that there were two words that I didn't hear in the previous presentation, and one of them was historian. And in your case, first of all, it's almost as if you believe it, or you believe it. So because they're looking towards you all the time when there's a problem. And it's got to be there. Okay. Now I just noticed that you all refer to how it is that something that was maybe supposed to be like that. And then some of you were looking at us in your presentation. You have to look at the whole of the audience. You have to include the judges, obviously, but just make it broader, okay? So that it is there. I feel that there are certain words that you need to practice, like that hydrodynamics. Because if you stumble on it all the time, it takes away from the greatness of what you want to do there. So practice that word hydrodynamics. And then while you were speaking, I was waiting for a word called efficient. You were trying to say something and trying to say something. But the word you were looking for was, it is more efficient. And it brings that into it. When you said, I'm going to make the changes, you didn't tell us what went wrong. You said it was the 4 tentacles and the solar. And then you said you changed it. But you didn't tell us why that didn't work. I would have loved to know why you changed it to a different shape, for example, from the octopus to the squid. You did well. There's a little bit of nervous energy coming through, but that is just practice. And it's just the correct words. I love that. When you were saying, for example, then it was she made that little model. She should have said, I made a model. Because you said, for example, she made a model and she did this thing here. Instead